Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here, once again with another video. And today we're going to be doing what is the better franchise between, uh, well, I guess it's because it's obviously three different titles, Pitch Black, Riddick, and, well, Pitch Black, Riddick, Chronicles Riddick, I guess. I mean, I'll pretty much call it the Riddick franchise, but I guess you could call it the Chronicles of Riddick franchise, but you know, it's all that particular franchise. I guess, yeah, either Riddick or Chronicles of Riddick. Anyway, that verse is the obviously only one name for this franchise, and that's obviously Triple X, because they're all, you know, got that same title. And yeah, so this is going to be that franchise versus Triple X franchise, which obviously both stars Vin Diesel. So it's pretty much similar situation to the Matrix versus John Wick franchise. It's pretty much the same situation with its self versus self, because obviously Vin Diesel stars in both franchises, which are, you know, they've both got three titles in both of the franchises currently, so they're not the biggest franchises, and they're sort of franchises where you just think there was going to be a couple, and not that many. I mean, the gap between the second Riddick film and the last, or you know, latest installment from Riddick. So that Riddick was 2004, I believe it was, and then Riddick was sometime a while after, about 2000 or 2013, I believe it was. So quite a while after, and also same gap for Triple X, the next level, which was about 2005, and then the Triple X Return of Alexander Cage was quite a while after, about 2020 or 20. I think said 2020. I'm pretty sure it's 20 though, because you know, you wouldn't get 19 and then 20, would you? I'm pretty sure it's just. But I mean, some people still say 2021, but I'm pretty sure it's. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 2024. You know, you don't really. I don't think you're really supposed to say 2000, but anyway. So anyway, 2016 or 2017, I believe this came out. So 2005, 2011, 12 years after that. So there's quite a big, you know, gap from the third, you know, the second and the third films in both franchises. It's, as I said, there's sort of bit gaps in between both franchises. So there's not really any much consistency there. Only like the first and second sort of films, and then I'm not sure if there's going to be another fourth in a. I think I'll see something talk about another possible Riddick film, but I don't know. It's all with Vin Diesel really. What he's, I think really the only reason why he made another Riddick Triple X film. I don't know if it's because fans demanded making a third film, or whether he just didn't have anything else to do and just thought he'd make, you know, he made two Triple X films, make another one where he returned to the franchise. It seems just Riddick, just make another one, just, you know, couldn't think of anything else to do. I don't know really what the reason was, but yeah, it's just a gap. So yeah, as I said, they're not biggest franchises, and there's gaps. But anyway, yeah. So let's get right to it. Now, I think Pitch Black was the first to be released out of these. I think it's 99. And I think it is supposed to be sort of an actiony, sort of, well, horror theme. I think it is more. I don't think it is more actiony. I think the second one, Chronicles of Riddick, is more actiony. I think Pitch Black is more of a horror, sci-fi type film. Um, I think it was quite popular, or at least I remember. I'm not sure if I saw it on. Not sure if I rented it on DVD and I saw it. I can't remember, or whether I just waited for it to come out on DVD and get it. But I remember at the time I was trying to get it in. This before like all the getting stuff online. I remember going into the stores and I was trying to get this, and they were sold out. So I'm guessing it's, or at least at the time, it was quite popular. Uh, yeah, the first couple of stores I tried, I couldn't get it. I can't remember when I did finally get it. But yeah, got it in one of the stores. But anyway, yeah, it is more, I guess, horror rather than action. I have to say it's not really one of my favourite films, and don't ever get really too excited about it. As I said, it may be popular, you know, in the sense of the franchise, but yeah, it's just something that I didn't really. I thought it was all right, but I didn't. It's not something that I prefer. I do prefer the more action style based Chronicles of Riddick. That's more my type. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think the theme of it is good. The theme of Pitch Black, and I think the theme is quite there, and the horror part of it, I think is quite good. Yeah, but I just don't. Yeah, for me, it's not one of my favourites. But I think it still works for what it is, being a horror sci-fi film, and there's a few good moments and that and stuff. So anyhow, there's that going against the first Triple X film, which was released in about 2002 or 2002. And yeah, I think I remember being quite excited about this because it was something sort of quite new. It was like Triple X, sort of an agent thing. And I remember seeing the trailers and I'm thinking, oh, that looks quite good, because I usually like all the action type stuff, and when I see a new trailer, it's quite exciting. And I remember at the time, back in 22 years ago, the trailer for this, and I thought it was quite exciting and something quite newish and sort of stylish and cool. Triple X and Vin Diesel, and I remember seeing it, and I can't remember if I liked it the first time or not. But I remember seeing it, think, oh yeah, actually, it's quite good. It's quite long. It's about nearly 2 hours, and yeah, it's quite a good action film. Where it's sort of like a James Bond style based agent thing, where obviously the guy Vin Diesel playing a guy that's sort of a stunt person that sort of like films his own stunts, and then he gets chosen to be the agent Triple X. So he's not really sort of an action type person. Obviously, he's a stunt person. So he's coming. Obviously, he's not like your typical person where he's just like shooting everything and blowing everything. It's just sort of like someone who's a stunt person and trying to train to become an agent, and learning and using his skills, as a stunt person to be an agent. And I think overall it is. quite good. I think, as I said, it is quite good because it's long and it's not too short. And I think the action for what it is quite good. I think some things could be better, but I think generally the action scenes are quite good, and I think the story is quite good, and the pace of it sets out, the pace. I think it's quite good. The only thing I don't like about it is the ending. I think the ending is a bit, well, just don't really like the ending um, that much. But I mean, it's all right. But or at least the last confrontation with the main villain. I mean, there's another bit at the end, but his last confrontation with the last villain is sort of not that great. But yeah, I think the pace of it is good. The action scenes all right. I think it's good. So I'm going to say that I'm going to actually go with Triple X being better than Pitch Black, because I'm just not the fact that Pitch Black is not, you know, good film, but it's just, yeah, I just don't get really excited about it and don't think it's, to me, I don't think it's that great. But yeah, so I'm going to go Triple X being better than that. And let's go on to Chronicles of Riddick. Now, this I actually do quite like, and I do think it's a really, really good action film. And I think the pace of it's really good. The time is really good. It's not too short, not too long. I like the pace of it. I like, visual how it looks visually. I like the special effects. All looks pretty good. I think the acting is quite good in it. Vin Diesel is a lot better, than he is in Pitch Black. I think he adapts to the character really, really well, and I really do like the character he plays in that. And I think the action scenes are really good, and I think it's exciting. I think it's cool, and yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's it's enjoyable. It's not boring. I can't think of any moments where it is boring. I think it's good. I think the pace is good. I think everything's good about it. To be honest, I quite like it. Yes, not really many complaints with this, to be honest. I think it's all pretty good. I do like it, as I said, better than Riddick, and that's going against Triple X, the next level, which is the next one. Now, this is, well, it's fair to say, not nowhere near as strong as the first Triple X film. It's one of those films that's sort of a sequel where it's sort of quite a short film where the action is alright but not great. And it's one of them films where sort of like on a Friday night where it's sort of an hour and a half and it's just not a massive blockbuster, but it's just an action film. It's just quite short, but alright but not great. And this is one of those type films, although there is, I mean, there's a fair amount of action which is quite good, you can say. So I think the action, what it is for something that's short and not a massive blockbuster, it's actually all right. Actually, the action scenes, I thought, and it's quite actiony non-stop, because it is shorter, so the action is probably quite a lot, and I think the action is, from what it is, quite good. It stars obviously Ice Cube. It's got William Dafoe in it, and obviously Samuel Jackson, who's in all the Triple X films. I think Ice Cube, I mean, he's cool, obviously, we know that. And I think he actually does do quite a good job in this. I think he adapts to the character quite well, I think. And he just gets stuck in with the action. And I think it is, as I said, not massive like the first one, but it's quite a good action film for the length. And I said the action is good for what it is, and the pace is quite quick with the action. Explosions are quite good, and the action is, yeah, it's just quite fast pace, and it's quite good. But I'm going to give it to Riddick Chronicles because I do really like it. I think it's way better than Next Level. So it is I think we said, I think is it 1-1? Yeah, because Triple X is better than Pitch Black. Chronicles is better than that. So I believe it's 1-1, I believe. So now we're going to the third and final film, Riddick, where, sorry, I was just checking, yeah, so it's 1-1, so this is the decider. Now, Riddick, there's a few things that I don't like about it, and there's a few things I do. I mean, sticking to the whole theme of Riddick is quite good, and Vin Diesel is, you know, he's even better in this than he is in the others. You know, he's adopted this character now, and just, you know, he's used to be in that role. Sticking to obviously the theme of Riddick, and it's quite dark and sort of like the settings, you know, the scenes where it is are all quite sort of like in a wasteland or another planet or whatever it is, which is quite good. I mean, it starts off alright, but then it's sort of a bit where it goes a long time where there's not really much going on. You know, there's a long gap before anything starts to happen, and then there's bits where there's stuff happening, but then there's a lot more gaps, and then it doesn't sort of pick up till it gets like sort of past the middle bit of the movie, and then it sort of starts getting better, and then it's quite good towards the end. It's a good finish. You know, the action sets in, but yeah, I think there's too many gaps where, or at least after the beginning, there's sort of a big gap where there's not much happening. The storyline don't think's that great in it. And yeah, I think for me, I think the storyline is not that great. I think the action is too far in between, where there's sort of like too much of a big gap. And I don't think, as I said, I don't think it's that strong storyline wise. All those bits I think are alright, but yeah, I think there's areas that are not that great, could be better, and it's certainly not as good as Chronicles Riddick. I think Chronicles Riddick sort of seems to just, the pace and the way it's set out seems to just work, and there's never any gaps where it's just like something happens, then there's just nothing for like half an hour, and then something else happens. It always seems to be, you know, something, scene of action, then, you know, some talking, storyline going on, then another bit of action, and it's sort of, I think the pace, and it just, yeah, it just all seems to work and flow. But with this, yeah, there's a few gaps, a few things that I don't think are that great. And then, as I said, it just, once it gets past the middle, it sort of picks up and is good towards the end. But anyway, that's going against the last film, which is Triple X Return Alexander Cage. Now, this I would say is quite good actually, and quite similar to the first one, because obviously Vin Diesel is in the first, he's not in the second, and then he returns to the third one, and I think actually they said his character had died after the first one or something. But then actually I think his death was like fake death, they just faked his death and then he returned, something like that anyway. But yeah, he returns to the franchise, and yeah, he's pretty good in this, although I don't think he does as much as he should do. I think he sort of takes a back seat. There's a guy that's, I can't think of his name, but there's a guy who's like a Japanese martial artist, or Japanese martial artist actor, who is very, very good in this, and I actually think he's actually better than Vin Diesel in this. I think Vin Diesel is okay, but he sort of seems to take a backseat where he's not doing and as much. Like when it comes to fight scenes, he sort of doesn't take out as many bad guys and just doesn't get involved as much as he does in all the other films. And this guy, the Japanese guy I was talking about, he's more involved in a lot of the action, takes out a lot of bad guys and seems to be doing a lot more than what Vin Diesel was. Actually seems a lot more like he's the lead role and Vin Diesel's the sidekick rather than the other way around. But you know, obviously Vin Diesel is the big main star, but it feels like it's the other way around. But yeah, the Japanese actor in this is very, very good. I think Vin Diesel, yeah, he's a bit, he just doesn't, for me, doesn't do as much as he should be doing for the main role. But I think bits where he is in is all right. And yeah, Samuel Jackson back in this, but I think overall it is pretty good. I think I like the pace of it. I like the length. It's not too long, not too short. Do like the pace of it and how it sets out. Storyline wise, you know, it's typical someone trying to take over the world or do something like that, you know, which is all right. You know, we've seen it loads and loads of times, but it's all right. Probably nothing we've not seen before. But yeah, I do like the pace of it. I do like how it sets out. I don't think the acting's that great. I must say, there's a lot of young actors in it. I don't think that great, but the action itself is pretty good once it, you know, gets into it. And I think the action scenes, you know, once you know it gets to them, I think they're pretty good. And I like the pace of it. And then it's really very good at the end. The big action scene, very, very good. So I think overall it is good, with a few things that bad, you know. Vin Diesel doesn't do as much. The acting not that great. Storylines as usual, but the action is pretty good. It's a tough call, but I think I'm actually gonna go with Triple X on this one. I think Riddick. I think there needed to be sort of a few issues where it's sort of just like that boring area where there's sort of just too long, where there's nothing going on. It sort of just comes a little bit boring. I think if there'd have been, you know, maybe a bit more action, sort of like towards the middle and the beginning, and more stuff going on rather than being mostly towards the end, I think it would have made Riddick better. And I think Triple X doesn't have that issue. It's pretty pace and all the action seems to be all in the right places with no sort of massive gaps or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Triple X being better than Riddick. So I think that makes it 2-1 to Triple X. Yeah, so I think Riddick is the only one that's strong enough out of those. And I think Triple X 1 and Return of the Undercage is better. So it's 2-1 to Triple X. So Triple X overall, in my opinion, is the better franchise. But I know a lot of people probably would disagree with that. But you know, it's just my opinion and my views on it. And I thought I'd just do this video, like it's just something fun. You know, really. I don't know if anyone else has done this type of video, but I just thought of it because it's just something that, you know, two similar franchises, and just giving my thoughts and opinions on that. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to leave comments and thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Okay guys, and that's going to be it for this video. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to join me for another video next time. Take care, bye for now, see you soon.